Hi, it's me. Um, I'm not going to go through the usual intro because I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is a little bit not good. I have been sick for a couple of days now, well, almost a week now at this point, and it's been slowing me down. But I wanted to just talk real quickly about length. Does length matter in video games, in gaming? Right now, people are talking about Hellblade 2, and I'm also playing Hellblade 2. I'm working my way through it, I'm not going to do a review on it. I mean, you guys can watch reviews on other people's videos. I'm not going to do a review on that. I have other videos I want to work on and get out, but every time I try to get on them, my sickness takes over and I'm tired and I have to sleep and all that shit too. But hopefully this week I can make some headway onto that. But people are talking about the length of the game, talking about how, game's only 5 hours. And people are like, well, the game's actually not 5 hours. That's only if you like speedrun it and don't do any of the side stuff. It's more like 6-7 hours. And we're once again having the conversation of judging the game's quality based off its length. Now, overall, I do not think the length of a game should dictate if it's good or not, but I understand the other factors into it, right? Like the price to length. If something costs you $50 and the game was only like 10 minutes long, wouldn't call it worth it, right? But if we're being more realistic, right? If the game's only like $40 and it's like 8 or 9 hours, I feel like that shouldn't be a problem, right? Hellblade 2 is what, like $50, $49.99 if you buy it online. So yeah, around $50, which was about the price of a PS3 game. If it's sitting around like 5, 6, 7 hours, that to me isn't a problem, because what you're supposed to get out of it is the experience. I've been playing Animal. Now that game's a lot cheaper, obviously, than Hellblade 2, but Animal isn't entirely, this long game. You could beat it in a day. You might struggle on a couple of puzzles, but you could beat the game in a day. That doesn't make the game not good. That doesn't make it not worth it, because again, it's an experience. Movies. On average, I would say we pay more for movies than we do for games, because a lot of games are like $10, $12, $9.99, and are decent length. And you have movies that all cost the same, but are various lengths. You could watch Dune 2, which is a fantastic film. You could have also watched Madam Web, and you would have paid the same price for wildly different experiences. At least when it comes to video games, you kind of get more bang for your buck. And I think the people talking about Hellblade 2 in terms of strictly its length are missing the point here. Game quality is not determined by length. There's a lot of things that determine game quality. Music, gameplay, presentation, story, if there's voice acting, how the acting's done, how the writing's done, ambiance, so many things factor into gameplay. But I don't think the length is truly that important. Again, we are talking in the lens of you not paying $60 million for a game. If you're paying like $70, $80, or $109 for Ultimate Edition of a game, yeah, it should be stuffed with stuff. I feel like that's fair. But let's not forget, we've also been complaining as gamers about games throwing too much busy work in there, too much shit inside of it. Ubisoft, which for some reason currently is being talked about within the online space, I couldn't tell you why, is pretty well known for stuffing games to the gills just full of shit. Mostly microtransactions, but you look at an Ubisoft map and it's go here, collect this, scan that, kill this, find that, eat this, hunt this, build this, like all these things happening there. Lots of busy work, lots of icons, hundreds of hours of gameplay, but it's not really hundreds of hours of gameplay. It's like the same like 12 things times 10 for each, and rinse and repeat. And we've been complaining about that like too. So I feel like we can't like have our cake and eat it too in this example. You got to be okay with games. If you want those 100-hour games that you can play for years, you want like a Baldur's Gate 3, you want like a online multiplayer games that last forever, that's totally fine. But I don't think that means we can't have games like Hellblade 2, which are like maybe like 5-6 hour experiences. I prefer that, honestly. I need games that respect my time, okay? Yes, I understand. I do not have to be a content creator. I do not have to make content after every single game I play, and I don't. But I still have other things I do in life. I still have friends, I still have a job, I still have, other commitments outside of video games. But it'd be nice to pop in a game, sit down for an afternoon when I have it free, and finish a game and be done. I don't see a problem with that. So again, Hellblade 2 being short, not really an issue, especially if you're playing it like me on Game Pass, which is essentially a free game. I pay like what, $10 a month for Game Pass, and then this game costs $50, so I only paid $10 for it. But even so, you get to experience something that you don't get to experience often. Now, if you're saying Hellblade 2 isn't as good as Hellblade 1, that's your opinion. I've yet to complete Hellblade 2, so I cannot form my own opinion fully on that, but that's a different conversation. As far as the length goes, though, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, again, it's not like a $70 game. Then I'd give you a little more credence, like, yeah, maybe it could at least be 10 hours, 12 hours. But again, look at the quality of it, right? If this was, say, a large team working behind this, and they've had all the resources in the world, and they only made like a 5-hour, 6-hour game, I'd be like, that's weird. I feel like you could do more to your story with that. But we know this is not a huge team. The first Hellblade wasn't super long either. Just because something is a sequel doesn't necessarily have to be bigger in length. It could be bigger in scope in terms of the story trying to tell, but not necessarily longer. It could have, better themes. It could have deeper combat, which again, I cannot say if the game does or is not, because I haven't finished it yet. I've only played like the first hour or so of it. But that's all I want to talk about. I think we need to stop looking at games in terms of just the length, seeing what's good, and just the experience of it. Because like, again, when I played Animal Well, that game, I fell in love immediately with it. That game could have been an hour long, and I would have said it's the best thing I played this year. I don't care about the length of that. I care about what the game gives me. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave a comment if you watched this much of this video. Tell me what your favorite... Fuck it, what's your favorite game right now? What are you guys playing? And like I said, hopefully I will have some progress done on the other videos I wanted to make. One of them obviously being about Animal Well. I keep talking about it. But I'm also playing 1000 Resist, which you guys should definitely check out. And I'm going to also play Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Look forward to those games. Okay, bye.